Sounds good.
Timo, introduce yourself however you want.
Man, I don't know. Cuauhtémoc Salas, Timo. Yeah,
Brr,
don't put
brr,
my last name.
brr.
Right. That's about it, man. That's all there is to it.
Do you like your
Uh,
name?
yeah. No, I love to descend like an eagle. Like, yeah, the point at which like an eagle decides to make an attack. Like that's where that name comes from. Or that's what Cuauhtémoc. Yeah, I love that name. But Timo's just a nickname. It's just been easier for people to actually say, right? Because I bet like other Indian and Korean names get the same thing. Like, how do you say it? So
Yeah.
they just switch to Michael or Ted or something.
Jonathan.
You know? Yeah, just call me Timmy and shut the fuck up, right? No, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's
Anyways,
your favorite color?
orange. I think it's orange.
Has it always been orange?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's stupid, dude. Like, I don't. It sounds like what are we like? What are we? Favorite color?
10.
Come on. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, it's blue. Of course it is. Everyone loves
From the
blue.
pumpkins.
Yeah.
What's your favorite band or artist?
Right now it's Aesop Rock and Homeboy Sandman. Aesop Rock, the latest. What was it?
ASAP Rocky?
Aesop. Sorry, Aesop Rock.
Aesop Rock?
Aesop.
Aesop.
You know, like Aesop's Fables.
What kind of music is that? Rock?
Is rap, hip
Oh,
hop.
rap.
Homeboy Sandman as well. Um, rock. It's still rock. What's some?
Well,
I
no,
was
it's
listening
just
to
whatever
Deftones,
you like.
but that's like Deftones is a default. It's like, let's go to that.
Yeah.
But Aesop Rock is like, what's it called? Is it this one? The Spirit World Field Guide. That shit's really good. And then Homeboy Sandman had Angelito. That's a really creative album. As far as like, because he's pretty left leaning as well. But both of those guys get shit because because of their voice and their cadence.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a second for most people to kind of get used to, but
So yeah, comprehend where they're
hmm
coming from. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And Aesop Rock, if you look up Aesop Rock, he had the highest vocabulary. I don't know if you saw that, where the hip hop vocabulary. Aesop Rock had the highest vocabulary, like the most unique words used,
Oh, okay. Cool.
out of every rapper ever.
Cool.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, he's like he's like the number of unique words used within artist's first 35,000 lyrics, and Aesop Rock is like the top. He has 7,879 unique words used, and then Bus Driver. But yeah, fucking Bus Driver, fuck Bus Driver. Like he's really good, but just whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how when like, anyways.
Well, which way do you lean politically, or what do you identify as?
Left, center, left, yeah. Because I have like conservative values. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like back in 2008, I was like libertarian. Like, it was all about Ron Paul and that sort of thing. Like living within your means, no police state, no police around the world. You know, anti-war, worrying about blowback, that type of thing. It's like consequences for our actions, and not just trying to be the policeman of the world, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Fiscal
remember that.
responsibility. Yeah. So that was his message, like resounded. I mean, he's one of those, man, dude. He did a lot as far as like using the internet, right? Becoming viral and famous that way. Like
Mhm.
Ron Paul did a lot of that. Popularized a lot of that stuff. Good stuff. They want to say Obama and stuff like that, but no, Ron Paul did a lot of good work, or set the foundation for a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And Rand Paul is just garbage. His fucking hair. No,
Yeah. Yeah. That's his son, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's named after Ayn Rand, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
For some reason.
he's a decent guy in some areas, but yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
for the most part.
should we build a wall on the southern border? On the southern border? Gosh, I can't even pronounce right.
It just depends on the areas, man. Like, you're gonna constantly be, you know what? That the Jay-Z, he's like You guys are building walls, and fences. We're digging tunnels. There's always going to be ways around that sort of thing. Policing is a ever evolving topic, right? Once a wall gets built up in a particular area, they're going to move to a different area, right? Or they'll find a way around it. You'll ignore that spot, they'll go back to that spot, knock it down. It's just a cat and mouse game, really, when it comes to policing that sort of thing. You could put an entire wall, you're still not going to be able to monitor that entire wall. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to respond to that wall immediately. Maybe with like drone technology and things like that, but then you have basically a virtualized wall with drones and things like that. So whoever wants to, you know what I mean? It's the agenda of the particular individual that's in office. If that's what their constituents want and that's what they want them to push for, then go for it, right? And that's what I talk about with Trump. That's why people love him, because he delivered, right? And you see that, you kind of see that with Biden. Like, he's trying to deliver things that the left wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it became more populist, right? Yes, definitely. It started in like 2008, but 2016 definitely more populist, right? You're more worried about your base and what they want instead of just what all these other lawmakers want, or these politicians, or what's good for the party, that kind of thing. You're doing what's good for you because you're providing your constituents with what they want.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Do you believe in climate change?
Yeah. I mean, it changes all the time. And there's the two different types, right? Or
Yeah. So what kind?
Right, natural ice age, that type of thing, right? I don't know the exact specifics of it, but like when the Earth repositions itself, so certain parts of the globe become colder than it used to be, or warmer than they used to be. That's just going to happen with the natural rotation and spin of the Earth, supposedly, right? I don't know the exact science on that type of thing. As far as man-made, yeah, you could do that with anything. So with solar panels and things like that, that can also cause climate change. So one of the examples was like using solar panels in the African desert. What's the desert there? Is that the Sahara?
Yeah.
So if they build a large enough array of solar panels there, the heat change there would make the Sahara more green. But all that sand and all that dust has to go somewhere else on the Earth. So while you're terraforming, so basically what it would do, it would terraform the Sahara into a green area, but it would make another area on the globe into a desert. Right, so there was
that's happening.
On that.
That's actually happening right now, they're saying.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Like, because they're so big, they take up so much heat, they're changing the climate around them, right? So, and wind farms are going to do that too, right? Turbines are going to do that.
And
gasoline, of course, is going to do
cancer.
that. And then, I don't know about that. I'm going to say no.
Trump
but I'm not saying that it can't.
Well, that
right.
I wouldn't know about cancer, but the hertz. That's what I would worry about.
Right, the frequency. Like, yeah, if it continues in a specific pattern, like we were talking about with the different frequencies that are in the brain or in the mind, if it continues that in a long enough exposure, then yeah, it could possibly cause the cells to become cancerous or start to grow at an accelerated rate like that. Perhaps. But again, one person gets cancer around something, be like, oh, that causes cancer. Be like, are you sure you're not just like, what's that called? Incorrectly associating that. But yeah, or correlating.
Correlation.
Correlation is not causation. Yeah. So, yeah, man, there's all kinds of changes like that. And we're huge. We're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so we need more energy, right? So we increased it like 1 billion since we were children, probably. Like it used to be 7, or it used to be like 6 billion population. Now it's like 7 billion. But
we're like 8 billion now.
Yeah, and then the Earth is huge, man. So I don't really.
Yeah, it really is.
it's a complex subject.
I don't think it's a
There are
concern
people
right
who are
now.
saying, yeah, they're saying that it is happening. They're monitoring and measuring temperatures around the world. I don't know. I don't have my own data, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I hate that excuse too. Like, I'm not a scientist, but also I'm capable of comprehending whatever a scientist throws at me, right? It's
Yeah,
just like,
we agree completely whenever it
yeah,
when it's whenever it satisfies our bias.
right. Yeah, exactly. Be like, see, I told you, scientist. Fucking
Yeah.
put a picture of him and shit. Read his book.
The
Yeah,
research bias.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
um, who's the better rapper, Tupac or Biggie?
Yeah, that's a hard question, man. Like, I love Tupac. Like his attitude and energy, and like fuck this, I don't really care. Like that kind of. But he's also very positive. Like he's very towards community and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know. I guess you could. Yeah, I don't know, man. They're both really good. I need to listen to more Biggie to get rid of my bias for sure, and then make like a better decision. But they I mean, they made hip hop what it is today, right? For the most part, they really helped um, create that foundation
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
what we think good hip hop is, or
Yeah, them and the Beastie Boys.
the Beastie. Well, the Beastie Boys, Paul Rubens. Was that
I'm
Paul
joking.
Rubens?
I'm joking.
I mean, but
I mean, yeah, to a
Beastie
point.
Boys was
To a
like,
point.
yeah,
I'm just
the Beastie Boys are good. They were just more. I don't know what to say. About the Beastie
grungy.
Boys.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, like alt
Yeah,
hip hop, like kind of
yeah.
a probably like
Even
rap rock,
even though it was just
like a rap punk.
back then. Yeah.
Yeah. If they showed up today, they'd probably be categorized as like rap rock or rap punk or something.
ICP or something. I'm joking.
No, ICP. ICP's wild. Did you
Uh,
that guy that got the ICP tattooed? You remember? Did you
no.
see that guy? He tattooed like the ICP clown makeup on himself.
Yeah.
Because his
Yeah.
whole life they were calling him a payaso.
Yeah.
Didn't you want to get that at one point?
Yeah.
Not for ICP, but you're crazy. Do you still want
Nope.
to?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I'm glad.
Well, the technology's gotten better. Like for removing.
I do want to blast my whole neck, but
Yeah.
not that.
How many genders are there? Or how do you believe? Well, what do you believe in that? You know what I mean?
Context. In traditional sense, we have two, right? Western Christian theology that type of. But that's what our society is based around. So this is what I was talking about earlier. It just depends on the context of your society or the organism that you are.
Or what you defined as gender?
Yeah, what you're defining as gender. Yeah. I don't know. People are gonna disagree with that, but it's just easier to. You really do just have the masculine and feminine, and then something neutral,
Yeah.
right? Like that's mainly all it is. That's what we're discussing. Like, well, if you're more feminine, then that means you're a woman. It's not associated with sex organs. It's kind of what they're trying to do with like the split. But then there's discussions about how those two correlate, and then that's where I just drop out of the conversation. I don't even want to pay attention because that's too much information for me to
Yeah, and you don't.
process.
Yeah, you just and then sometimes you just don't even. You just don't even.
Yeah,
wanna,
and it's
you
just-
want to engage. Yeah. You just don't.
It's just easier to let people do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I identify as this. Okay, cool. Like
Yeah.
and if they want you to, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like don't be toxic with shit,
Hmm.
right? Like if you want people to address you in a certain way, then address them respectfully as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Instead of being
yeah.
like, that's not who I am.
That's-
Like,
that's
well, I don't give a who you are now.
Yeah, that's a big
Like, you
problem.
get me?
Yes.
That's
yes.
me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about
That's
it.
what
I'm
needs
like,
to
oh,
be pointed out. Definitely, right there, what you just said. Yes.
yeah, it's like don't. I'll call you a goat for the rest of your life if you talk to me like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if you
just
respect
cut
me.
it out. Yeah,
And
then I'll be
introduce
okay,
yourself, you know, and we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
have a little bit of a
even if
exchange
I
there.
don't agree with that completely
yeah.
internally, you know what I mean?
I'll
Like, I'm like,
respect you.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
They want that's what they want, and think they're an interesting person, or they're a colleague, or they're a business contact, or something like. You know what I mean? Don't burn a bridge just because it's easy to burn a bridge. I mean, shit. I've done
Yeah.
that my entire life, right? Like, Let's light it on fire. But yeah,
Do aliens exist?
yeah, I agree with what Dave was saying. Just the distraction, a lot of the time. Just like, oh my god, aliens! Because like this last time that they brought it up, no one cared.
Mhm.
They're like, yeah, okay, cool, they exist. Big deal. It used to be a big deal,
Yeah.
right? No, like 10 years ago, that would have been like, oh my god.
Yeah, especially
real, I
our
knew it.
childhood.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We're all looking at the sky.
I knew it. I knew it. Like, yeah, we've all seen objects and stuff like that, and it's just naive to think that the government isn't keeping track of that stuff.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? They have the NSA monitoring all of our communications, but they can't monitor the skies.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I hear
It's
you.
just need to know basis, and they let the public in on enough to do that type of thing, like create a distraction, like with the balloon thing. What happened? That Chinese balloon, but at the same time, China was shooting down lasers from space. You saw that green laser array that they. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
It's like no one mentioned that. It was like, isn't that far more a security threat to have satellites or whatever the hell that was shooting lasers down into Hawaii?
Yeah, then a
Um,
primitive balloon. I'm playing that.
Yeah, then some
I'm
weather
joking.
balloon from like, yeah, no, it's old technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's like old tech. Like send a balloon up with like a sensor or something. But or like Starlink. When you watch Starlink, the way it forms, like that type of technology. That's what you should be concerned about, not some balloon. But that came around. Those two events happened all around the same time, and that's what you really want to look at is when this distraction gets put out, like the main story, like, oh, aliens are real. It's like, what else is going on? Right, the big picture, how we were talking about. But yeah,
Um,
even with the indictments, it's like, alright,
yeah. They're all coming
what
at the same time.
you know what I mean?
That's
All the
weird.
main news stories are always the distractions, right?
It's
Like the
like-
main news stories, because that's what people digest and eat up quickly.
The
And
one
they're just like sitting.
where he paid hush money. That's from his first run, and it's barely
Yeah.
coming to light. And then the one with his
Yeah.
documents was not that long ago, and it's coming at the exact same
Yeah.
time. It's like, I thought there was a process.
Yeah,
I'm joking. Yeah, but it's
Well,
all
they
coming at the
have-
same time.
man.
You know, regardless if you like them or not. That's weird.
yeah,
Right during
yeah.
an election.
And they all. Mhm,
It's very
right
weird.
before the
It's a
election
hit
cycle
job.
to drop the more. Yeah, drop the morale, drop their morale. Watch their leader fail, dude. Yeah, that'll, you know, that'll be a morale hit to people. And
Yeah.
and again, what I was talking about with Trump delivering, like he delivers.
Yeah.
If Biden can deliver that to the left, they'll love him. You know, what I mean? They'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, we locked them because you know. But anyways, and they all have dirt on each other. It's just
Yeah.
who has the most dirt at that time
You
and
know,
political
they
power
meet
to
up
put it out.
later on
Yeah, yeah.
in the day and have some drinks with each other.
Well, they all go. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Go play golf, rounds of
Yeah.
golf, like donate to each other's kids' schools or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So they get the best education possible. While the rest of us are like, I guess I'm fucking just gonna use AI. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know. Like, okay.
Who's gonna be the next president? Not who you want to be the next president. Is who do you think is actually, like, which way is it leaning? Who's gonna be the next president?
I'll do the conspiracy thing, conspiracy angle one. Kamala. No, just kidding.
Kamala Harris.
Is right. Yeah, cause like, he's an old dude. He'll get voted in office, and then they'll be like, "Oops, he's dead." And there goes all the controversy, right? There goes Hunter. There goes all that. The
Yeah, everything
the
goes away.
right will
Yeah.
have to pick up a new. Yeah, right will have to pick up all new stuff to come up
Mhm.
against Kamala or whatever.
hmm
And then that'll polarize the left because they'll rally around a female black president like with the quickness. You know what I mean? Like, anyways.
Yeah.
Because
that-
black voters in the South is what won them. Was what won Biden.
I don't even think
election,
she's black,
right?
is she?
Well, she's black
Yeah,
and
she is.
she's
She's
Middle
like
Eastern,
Indian.
so she's got
Yeah, she's
two
like
for
Indian
the
Eastern, yeah.
for the victim Olympics.
Yeah, two for the team, man. Yeah, for sure. Mhm.
And she's a woman. 3 for the
Well,
Victim
3,
Olympics.
and she's a woman. Yeah, 3. Yeah, 3.
And she
Um,
wears Converse. I'm joking.
And she dances. And she's with the gays and stuff.
I'm joking.
And she was Montel Williams' side piece. Like, it goes on and on. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, do you see how deep it is,
That's
though?
cool though,
Like,
depending on who you are.
but that's how. Right. Exactly. But
That's
that's how
bullshit.
connected they all are. That's how connected the entertainment industry and politics are.
Mhm.
That you can have someone like that end up being vice president. Do you know what I mean? Because they mix their way in, schmooze, sleep around, do favors, whatever. Because that's all it really is with entertainment and politics, right?
Mhm.
Like, if you don't think these motherfuckers are fucking, you're naive.
So with
But
you,
yeah,
David, yeah, Biden, and then Kamala.
I'm just playing that conspiracy angle just to play it.
Yeah. It just you kind of seeing which way it's leaning.
I've been going by Junior here lately. Well, my emails have been Junior for a while already. So I try to stay with Junior now.
Yeah, the oldest brother.
I'm the oldest brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What's
I
your
go by
favorite?
Junior.
What's your favorite color?
Green.
Why?
Hunt. I just liked it, I don't know if it was just first it was the Eagles, and then I don't know, it just like green always just caught my attention,
Yeah, since you were like a
Green
little
because
kid.
of money, you know what I mean? I'm not sure.
Money. Yeah. My first love was.
It's always been green,
Yeah. What's your favorite band or artist? Music.
It's
All music.
Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
Is that what you've been jamming out to a lot?
No, I always do that. Like, those are actually my music. Like, especially when I'm driving, like long trips.
Hmm. Yeah, you were telling me
I
about
gotta play.
that.
I gotta play some either classic rock or some alternative, heavy metal. I gotta listen to that when I'm driving. It'll keep me up. I mean, yes, I do listen to a lot of Spanish, country.
Everything, pretty
Here
much.
late- Here lately, I've been listening to a lot of Jason Aldean. I don't know why, but yeah, it seems to be moving me
Yeah.
pretty good.
I wonder why you're
Yeah, I
listening
mean-
to him. Did the world
I
tell you to
know.
listen to him?
I don't know. I just feel like I got that attitude. Come try that in my town,
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I listen to a little bit of everything though.
Yeah.
I'm starting to listen to some of that reggaeton. Man, I used to hate it bad.
Reggaeton?
Starting to get it. Yeah,
That's that like
Daddy
Cuban
Yankee.
music, right? Or what is that? Puerto Rican?
I think it's Puerto Rican. Well, like Bad Bunny's from Puerto Rico, I think.
Oh,
Right.
okay. I don't know.
He's from-
I don't
but
listen
they're
to them.
Okay.
Nicky G, it's a little bit of everything, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought. It's,
No, go ahead.
no, good.
You're not good. All right. Well, which way do you lean politically, or do you identify as?
Just more right, I guess. Just some of the stuff that they go by, I guess I do believe in it, but I don't agree with a lot of their shit. I try to keep it in my mind that, it's just common sense or, just use your brain a little bit, I know we had that conversation earlier, me and you, but I feel like right is right and what's wrong is wrong, It doesn't take a smart man to know, if what they're doing is wrong, what they're doing is right.
Yeah.
That's just the way I feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any left leanings?
And I don't know, to me it just seems kind of weird because when they cancel people, like I just say for instance that whole Bud Light thing. I'm not trying to get into deep conversation, but when they cancel them, because they felt like they needed to. I'm like, oh shit, we pissed off the wrong people. You know what I mean? Instead of backing her up or him, and they should have just kept on going with it, you know. But they said no, it's hurting the pocket.
Yeah.
So,
Are you pro-life or pro-choice?
I'm pro-life.
All the way, like no,
100%,
nothing
yeah.
in the middle. Yeah. All right. Should we build a wall on the southern border?
I believe yes, because you know, yes, Hispanics or Spanish, however you want to call it. But first of all, I'm American. You know, I do believe that they need to put the wall or border, or whatever you want to call it. But the drugs, the ammunition, the firearms. I know that's both sides of the border. It ain't just one side, but
Yeah.
if you just start putting a wall, you know, it hurts both sides. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, damn if you do, and damn if you don't do it. You know? But I feel like it just helps restrict things.
At least chokes it a little bit, compresses maybe.
Yeah, because I mean, if this is one way that I see it, that I do want the wall. It's when you see a child, I think it was in the river, face down. She had drowned her and her dad or something like that.
Yeah,
And
that's the
so
hard
if you
stuff.
if you put the wall, it just makes it harder and think twice about trying to get across. You know what I mean? Because when you have that wall open, they're coming because of whatever situation is going on over there, or if they just need a better life. I crossed to Arizona. It was 116 last week, and there was this lady. We pulled over and tried to help her. You know, she was from Mexico. She didn't have no AC, and she was like 6 months pregnant. You know, and I was just trying to help her. At the end, I couldn't do nothing for her. But yeah,
But you're right
like,
by the border, aren't you?
yeah, and then so you imagine crossing 116, 118 degree weather. These poor people were trying to get over here across, and man, they die. You know, a lot of them die. So if you just start restricting the borders, and it just makes it a little bit more difficult. Maybe there's different ways. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Okay. Do you believe in climate change? And if you do, what kind of climate change?
I really don't believe in that. You know, I believe whatever, let nature take its course. You know what I mean, and that we do it or not. You know, because I think me and you had this conversation not too long ago. How we're getting all this rain all of a sudden. California's actually benefiting out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
All right. Who's the better rapper, Tupac or Biggie?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to say Tupac.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Cool. How many genders are there?
Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not saying
I think there's just only two.
All right. Do aliens exist?
Honestly, I don't think so.
No, not nowhere in the universe. Nowhere.
I think it's distraction. Either government or the devil or whatever, but it's a distraction. You know what I mean?
Who's gonna be the next president? Not who you're going for. Who do you think is literally gonna be the next president?
At this point, it doesn't really matter. I think it's whoever they want. So it don't matter if I vote or don't vote.
That's
you
what
know?
I'm saying.
So
Like,
it's
not if how you vote or who you're going for. It's like, who do you think
no,
is going?
I
I mean, even if it's
I don't know.
Biden.
I think if Trump runs again, I think Trump will get it. I mean, even Steve Harvey's now going for Trump. Like all of a sudden, like what's up with that?
Oh yeah.
He even said he'd make America great again. I mean, it's not about that. I just feel like it was just a little bit more control. Like,
So you're kind of
this whole
leaning
Joe
more
Biden
towards
thing
Trump.
is crazy. Well, I mean, if he runs again, yeah. But I'm not going to say I'm going to vote for him.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
yeah,
don't
yeah.
really care to him. To be honest, that whole being president, you know, obviously, I guess I should say, you know, I believe more in God, you know, that's in the Bible. And so I believe what the word says. He appoints people
Yeah.
in certain positions. So it could be Trump, and it could be Joe Biden next year, or whoever else.
Yeah.
That's all entirely up to God and how He put such these pieces of. You know?
All right. Well, that's it. There's
That
just
was
some
stressful.
simple. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where the hell I picked up this
Yeah.
laugh from. But all right. So I'm gonna ask myself them, I guess. So I'm the youngest brother. I'm where.raul. No, I'm Raul. That's my channel. 38. 10 years difference from David. 5 years difference from Timo. So we got some pretty good difference in opinion, and you know, we grew up in a slightly different time. So what's my favorite color? It used to be green, and it was thanks to David why it was green, and liking the Philadelphia Eagles was also thanks to David, and the Ninja Turtles. But I don't have a favorite color now, though. I haven't had a favorite color in 20 years. And that my whole approach to that, my whole thought of that is like every color is beautiful. And like when you go to a store and you go buy a shirt, I don't go in to just buy a green shirt, because I don't put myself in a box and say, oh, I gotta buy green because that's my favorite color. Yeah, and I'm not saying everybody does that, but I'm just like, everything's like, orange is good, pink is cool, every color's cool and unique, you know. And then every day's different. Like some days you like black shirt better, or some days you just like feeling different vibes and stuff. So I don't have a favorite color. So there's that. And what's my favorite band or artist? My favorite artist is Dan Arbach. My favorite band is, that one's hard too, because like I don't like, I'm not saying that I don't like to be put in a box, but there's just so many great things out there. But I would have to say the Black Keys. Yeah.
That's the thing. Why do you gotta? Hold on. That's twice you said it. That you feel like
That's what I'm
put
saying.
yourself in a box.
I don't want
you
to say
you
that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say it. What I'm trying to say is there's so many great artists
Yeah.
that I like, and like with the colors, I like all everything, honestly. Some days I like this, some days I like that. You know, it's not that
I
I'm
think
bipolar or anything like that. Just, well, I
I
might
think a
be.
lot of the color. I think the colors has a lot to do with the personality, and also, like me, I'm darker than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I don't like wearing dark colors.
yeah.
So I'm always in a white tee, light colors, because it brings my skin tone up. If I wear a lot of black and dark brown, it just makes me look darker.
Yeah. So that
You have my hat.
it's
You have
that's
my hat ready. You know.
that's kind of my way of thinking. And also, like, the sky is beautiful. Like I'm just in awe of it when it's blue and when it's black with stars. And I look at the plants and it's so beautiful. And I look at the flowers and they're just so beautiful. I just think that all colors are awesome, honestly. And you know, it's not.
Yeah.
Not. I don't know. I guess
think you
that's why God
appreciate
used it.
your
That's why
surroundings.
God used it in the rainbow. You know, it's just. I don't know. They're all beautiful. Everything's beautiful. I don't know. And then which way do I lean politically? I don't want to put my. I'm just. No,
That's not
Hold on,
really.
hold on.
Eileen.
Hold on, hold
I'm
on.
very
Yeah.
centered.
There you go.
I took a test. My daughter was
There you
taking. So my daughter was Gabby. She's my second oldest. She's 17. Um, she's in her senior year, and first day of school they made her take a political test and see which way every kid leans. See what they got to work on.
Right.
I'm just like,
Like, look at this. Like,
this is bullshit. No, I'm just like, but,
gotta work better
Well,
this year.
she leaned very left. um, but I took it. I was like, you know what? Just send me. I think I'm gonna take it too. And she showed me it, and I leaned more left than her. So, but I do have a lot of conservative thoughts. You know, I do believe. I guess the basic stuff, you know, kind of more like what David was saying, the common sense stuff. But then I also think, though, I lean left because of the common sense stuff too. So I don't know. You know, I'm in the middle. Like I'm literally, well, I'm not even in the middle. I'm up. I'm moving up. Like everybody's stretching apart. This country's stretching apart and going their own way. I'm going up. Well, I'm in the middle. Are you pro-choice or pro-life? I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life, but I do think we need to build that gap there, and show some love from both sides. And I've shared it before that, you know, I think we need to understand that nobody thinks it's easy. It's hard. For both, you know, and both sides need to draw that line in the sand and say, cast the first stone, you know. But yeah, I know that's a touchy subject, and I try to be merciful and empathetic towards the other side, but I am pro-life. Should we build a wall on our southern border? Me and David touched on that pretty good. These people are walking through the heat of 118, 100, you know, these ridiculous temperatures at night with just a jug of water and a prayer, hoping they'll make it. And it's like, you hear about all those people coming in through the port of entry and claiming asylum. Why are those people not? And it's because they're being forced to not go through the port of entry, because those are the ones that are carrying the drugs or other reasons. I mean, sex trafficking even. And it's like, I'm very split on this one. I say yes, we do need to build the wall, but then I also say no, because I believe the way we can fix that is by not invading Mexico, but not like Pete Buttigieg. I'm joking, but
Watch what you say.
Dude, fuck that.
but I think we need to. So we invest in these countries, Ukraine, Afghanistan, all these countries in the Middle East. A lot of them don't even like America, and in Mexico, I believe they want to be like America and Americans. You know, they love, they're Christians. They believe in the same God, whether they're Protestant or Catholic. You know, so us as Christians here in America, the majority of us are Christians, especially Republicans, need to say, hey, brother, and reach out that hand, because ultimately we're their brothers in Christ. A lot of them are Christians. And so I believe, okay, they don't hate this country. They want to be like us. They want to be us. They're our brothers in Christ. There's a lot of drugs coming in. There's a lot of sex trafficking. Um, we need to offer our help. We need to invest our money that way, not into Afghanistan and all these other crazy places. We need to invest there. We'll have a strong neighbor that's our friend, a strong neighbor that is like us in a lot of ways. Um, and when the world looks at us, they're going to look at all of North America like a powerhouse. No one would want to mess with us. And it would just be in nothing but benefit for us. We wouldn't have to build the border because we're probably going to be wanting to go over there. Because, I mean, look how nice it is in Mexico. It's beautiful. And so imagine, like, being able to clean that up, stopping the drugs, investing in that, you know. Yes, go in with army and our foot soldiers and our technology. But, you know, with the permission of Mexico and saying we need to make you know what? Let's go with that saying, let's make North America great. You know, and then from there it'll be a chain reaction. I feel like to Central America and South America, and I don't know. I just feel like if we were to invest in them, really, really, really invest in them, and stop playing around in the Middle East, man, it would be a beautiful thing. Wouldn't have to build none of that. No special technology, none of that junk. You know, we're not going to be trying to sneak in here. I mean, they're going to have a great country. They're going to have a great place to be. That's kind of how I feel. Obviously, it's a little more technical than that. Obviously. You know, I don't want to be called a Pete Buttigieg. Oh, Rose said invade.
I agree with you on that one, though.
Yeah, and then this. I think this is the most beautiful perspective of it that I've thought in my head. America did commit sins towards the Native Americans. The Spanish, the French, all of them did that, you know. But it is what America is, and you know, America tries. I feel, maybe not to every tribe, but I feel like it tries to do right to the Native American now. I mean, it's like trying to comprehend and understand. Like, okay, yeah, we did mess up. Now, obviously, not everybody agrees like that, but the government, you know, they're analyzing that, and I think, you know, Mexico. You know, your name is Cuauhtemoc. Your name is a Native American name, and it's because we come from those people. So all Latinos, Hispanics, Chicanos, Mexicans, Salvadorians, Peruvians, Latin Americans, yeah, we all get in our own little group of, oh, I'm Spanish, or oh, I'm Mexican, or oh, I'm this. But ultimately, we're all Spanish, Portuguese, and Amerindian. Amerindian meaning of American descent, of Native American descent. David's color screams. That brown color didn't come from Europe. That brown color screams my ancestors. Yeah, he is tattooed by my ancestors' colors, and I'm brown too. You know, this color didn't come from Europe. Timo's color didn't either. So Mexico, I look at as a Native American nation, regardless of how they identify. And you know, when they were invading here in North America, they were running there. So some of these Native Americans in Mexico are not originally from Mesoamerica or Mexico. Some of those were from up north, even Canada. They were running that way. So this is the beautiful part. You want to really, really help the Native American out? You really want to do something special? Help out Mexico. That's what you do. Make Mexico great again, or probably never was, but make the entire North American great. Wear a half red, half blue hat, whatever they want to wear. Let's make all of North America great. And just imagine, and this is where the white people get excited. This is where the white people get excited. The economy, the money that would be made, because they would be richer and they'd be buying more. You know, Mexico would be able to afford these things and all that. and then we'd get China out of our backyard. I mean, there's so many
Yeah.
things when you think about. There's
Mhm.
so many things, and if you speak like this to every type of individual, left, right, white, black, brown, you'll make a lot of sense, and you'll win them over. I think. But we have to have these talks. Like, who the hell's talking like this? No one. These are things that are haunting me in my own head. And that was kind of long. I dragged that one out. Sorry. Uh, do I believe in climate change? And what type? I do believe in climate change. I work in the oil field. I'm probably the biggest hypocrite. I am against it. I'm definitely against it, which I believe everybody's a hypocrite ultimately. But I'm totally against it. But we're not there yet with electricity and all this, unless we go nuclear. And I kind of feel like it's a little too late. But with that, that's not an excuse to say, well, let's keep going. No, we still got to fix it. It's just gonna take longer. And yeah, there might be some changes, and I do believe in natural climate change. And it's like what I was talking to David once a while back. We were talking about. He was talking about it's raining so much, and it's gonna. I feel like it would start to create more clouds because it's gonna start to rain. Because it's gonna start to get real humid, and at first, of course, some places are gonna get dry, but you're gonna start to build this atmosphere, almost a tropical atmosphere on the entire globe. And then you'll start creating clouds, and then the temperature will start dropping again, but it's going to start raining a lot because of all those clouds, and then you're going to rebuild the ice caps, and there you go, all over again. But it's just going to be faster or whatever, I know it's not that easy. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's that. Who's the better rapper, Tupac or Biggie? Tupac. I mean, Biggie was a great rapper, but it was bullshit. Tupac, music literally meant something. It was. I like that he was trying to raise his people. Yeah, his music later on before he died. It was very hateful and rightfully or non-rightfully so. I mean, they were shooting at him. There was a big rivalry. He almost died before he died. But before that, before the anger. Man, he was speaking to the people, and I believe he was like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, but in rapper form. He was just young, and I believe if the time would have passed, he would have been a great advocate for the black people, because he would have grown up and matured and all that. But Biggie's okay. How many genders are there? There's 2. I kind of feel like the whole extra genders and all that. There's some mutations there, obviously, like we were talking about, Timo. But I think that's very rare, and I feel it's just different ways that we express ourselves. Like, I think some of the things I do, people would say that's very feminine, but it doesn't mean I have to identify as a woman. Doesn't mean I'm a woman now. I'm feminine. So what? Embrace it. And if a woman is masculine, embrace it. Don't let people get in your head and start telling you that's weird. Oh, you're something that that's a little too much for me. No, just embrace it. And I tell my sons, embrace your femininity. And I tell my daughters, embrace your masculinity. That's okay. It's not a big deal. It's really not. I know it's more complicated than that, but that's just kind of where I stand on that. Do aliens exist? And not to offend y'all. I think you'd be kind of naive to think that there's not. But I also agree with you too. I was thinking about this today. It's a big distraction. You know what I think why the distraction is? I believe the distraction is because, so QAnon, I believe, helped Donald Trump a lot during the 2016 election. And obviously even during the 2020, even though he was unsuccessful, he was very close. It could have went either way. but they helped him out a lot. And okay, so we were talking about the investigations earlier. Why are they all coming out at one time? So I think the government is giving QAnon a bone to chew on. Here you go. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about Trump right now. You just, here's the alien thing. Go have at it. Yeah, go figure it out. You know. And then they're making YouTube videos. Oh, the aliens, the blue and blah blah blah, the grays and this and that. Now their focus is the aliens, and no longer the Trump. So I think it's very strategic. The whole indictment of Trump and the alien, the whole alien thing. Now Congress is looking into it. Oh, shut. You know the same thing that you know 50 years ago. You know the same thing that you knew 100 years ago. I mean, come on, just stop. Stop it. And we're so dumb. I don't know. We just bite it and run with it. Who's going to be the next president of the United States? I really think, and Timo's gonna think I'm crazy. And I kind of do lean towards him. I think Robert F. Kennedy is going to be the next president. And God bless his soul.
It's like Cornel West winning. Yeah.
It's like Donald Trump winning 2016.
Nah, Robert Kennedy is no Donald Trump. No offense, Robert Kennedy is no Donald Trump.
No, he's a decent person.
Donald
I
Trump,
think.
yeah, but Donald Trump has charisma. He can lead people.
He's got
people
riz,
love
yeah.
that guy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like Robert Kennedy isn't that charismatic, and like same thing with DeSantis is a fucking turd. Look at this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He may say the right thing.
He doesn't have the riz, yeah.
But he doesn't. He's not the right person saying it, and that always counts in politics for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. DeSantis would win if he would just bump it up a notch.
If he was like, if he was more human. Trump is human. Like, you can relate to the guy.
Yeah,
I can't relate to DeSantis. Like, even I, like liberal, like I can relate to Trump. Like, but I look at all the people that used to love Trump before he.
Yeah, even
his,
Oprah.
Like,
even Oprah loved the man.
Yeah, before he went like full right.
Yeah.
They all loved him.
I believe
But
if he would have came up on the
DeSantis,
left, I believe if he would have came up on the left with kind of the same strategy, he would have took that over too.
Yeah, he could have done just as well.
He just got a lot of riz. He's like straight W riz.
Yeah, and influence. You know, yeah. All that.
Did I say that right?
Did.
Ty's looking at me like, okay, boomer.
Yeah.
It's an extra cheese.
But not it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the end of the questions. But yeah, sorry I went too deep on the whole southern border, or what was it? Yeah, southern border. Yeah, I had to get to probably an hour of that.